Hi friends, welcome to another video. Today we are on a photo walk. It is a snow day. I have come to a park. There are people sliding down a hill on plastic devices designed to make them slide down said hill. Lots of family fun is being had. Joy, maybe some depression is being cured. We can only hope. This is our first stop. Let's see if we can get some photos. Who needs the internet? Lots of activity. It's a good start for any photo walk. Let's see what we can get. Okay, that was really good. I think I may have gotten a couple of keepers. Tips for photographing snow sledders. 1. Pick a good spot with a good angle and stay there. And squeeze everything out of that angle that you can. A lot of times you may have the inclination to sporadically pop from spot to try to find something. I find that a better approach tends to be to find a single spot with a good perspective, maybe a good background, good angle on the people coming down the slope, and try to get everything you can out of that. As you stay there, you'll start to see opportunities pop up. You may ask, James, how do you go about photographing in a situation that involves families and kids? This could be an interesting dynamic to undertake. It has a lot to do with body language, and what I try to do is appear very engaged. Lots of smiling. Whenever I look at people, I smile at them, which I do naturally anyway. A lot of laughing when people do funny things, engaging in the moments, even though you're 25 feet away from the moment. Whenever people look at you while you're doing this, who's this guy with the camera and the long lens, they see you laughing, they go, oh, this guy is somebody who is okay. And maybe I don't even mind if they take my photo. That's kind of the place you really want to be. There's a lot of little nuanced things. There's a girl that was coming down the hill. She lost her sled. It was sliding towards me. I hopped over and kicked her sled back to her. It's also a good idea to appear as if you're supposed to be there for some reason. You find a lot of interesting expressions shooting a situation like this. People coming down the hill, they're having fun, they're laughing. If you're lucky, they'll fly off and do a backflip or maybe run into somebody else. I like to be observant and look for the people who are going to be doing the most interesting things. They're a group of guys that every time they would come down the hill, they would try to do something more and more ridiculous, and when they would fall, they would laugh at each other. And you have the kids who are the daredevils, this sort of thing. Keep your eye out for that stuff. There was one girl who every time she would come down the hill, she would fly off the thing and roll over and then poke her head up out of the snow. She has snow all over her face and hair, and she would laugh, and it's my job to be ready for that stuff. In these types of situations, there's a lot of chaos going around, so you have to sort of sort through all of it and find the most interesting parts. Okay, let's move on. Okay, I've come to the edge of the valley where people will park their car, hop on a bus, and go up the canyon into a ski resort. Hopefully my car will be able to get back out of this parking spot. So every so often this bus comes through and picks people up and takes them up the mountain. Another fun thing that happens here is people will hitchhike to get a ride up, and that's what this guy's doing. Oh, I think he's getting picked up. Good for him. Hopefully he doesn't get murdered. like about places like this is you can meet a lot of friendly, active people up here. Anybody who's deciding to go out in the cold for the day, put a bunch of clothes on, get a little bit uncomfortable, and have an adrenaline rush maybe. These tend to be laid back, fine individuals, but let's see if we can get some photos. Some beautiful sunlight poking through right here. Okay, I think that was good. I'll have to look at the photos. Another good thing about shooting in this type of environment is you have people who are actually doing something. They're actively doing things. They have to clean off the snow from their car because they just got back from the resort. They're getting off the bus. They have a snowboard in their hand, which is aesthetically pleasing. They're doing aesthetically pleasing things, and this is good. If you go downtown, 84% of the people are just walking, looking at their phones, which is much less interesting. Also, in the last photo walk, I was complaining about not bringing my strap with me. I brought it this time. Much better. Let's get out of here. Let's see how this goes. Come on, Bessie. Oh, yeah. Oh my gosh. Oh, beautiful. Hi, back at the apartment now, much warmer, less snow. That would make washing dishes pretty difficult. But I wanted to talk about a few photos that I took on this photo walk that have interesting contrasting qualities to them that I think would be interesting to talk about. Okay, first we have this photo. This is a photo of a bus with a lot of interesting things around it. Geometrically and compositionally, it is an intriguing photo to the mind. There's a lot of nice layering going on, a lot of elements at different angles. It's not just a photo of a bus, even though it is just a photo of a bus. If we start with the subject that is the bus and we build out, we have all of these aesthetically intriguing elements coming together in a sort of harmony. This is a way to tell a story. In other words, if this was just a photo of a bus, it would probably not be that interesting unless there was something really intriguing going on inside the bus, or the light was just spectacular, or the bus was on fire. Using the fundamentals of art and photography to build a scene around this bus creates a more emotionally compelling photo. Helps me tell the story. Now here we have another photo, which happens to be my favorite photo from the entire photo walk. I love the expressions on the people's face. I love the experience that I can feel like and join in with them that they are having. There's a certain elated happiness on their faces that tells a story. This is aesthetically not that interesting of a photo. It's got some things going on, but nothing too exciting. But what I did here was I did a very solid job of framing up this photo in the most aesthetically pleasing way that I could. But the emotionality of the story that is being told from their expressions, the fact that she's just laying on top of them, they're having a good time, they're obviously in a relationship that's close enough for it to be okay that they're laying on top of each other and having a good time. All sorts of cues are communicated to our brains by the nuance of their expressions. This is in contrast to the other photo. In this first photo, we have a story that's being told by an aesthetically pleasing composition of something that's not that emotionally engaging. So we fill in that void with artistic intentionality to tell a story that is emotionally engaging. In this other photo, we have material in front of us that is fundamentally very emotionally engaging. So there's not a void to feel. Another example of this type of contrast is if you have a very intense photojournalistic image of something that's going on that punches you in the heart. In contrast to an everyday landscape photo, and let's say a beautifully composed, beautifully post-processed, all of these things, landscape photo. It's filling in the void that the photojournalistic photo does not have to fill. Therefore, the photo can be sideways and blurry and all sorts of things, and it's still an incredibly emotionally engaging photo. The landscape photographer chooses another route. He chooses to in a very nuanced fashion, perfectly frame up the scene in front of him in order to tell the story of something that is so emotionally compelling to them in that moment. Okay, that's it. I hope you found this helpful. Thank you so much for watching. Please feel free to engage below. I hope you have a lovely day. Goodbye.